Describe some Christmas traditions from your childhood and tell how they have influenced your life. Now, you can go with the intentional traditions or the ones that just sort of naturally occurred every year.
Well, I'm going to give a real quick breakdown, only because there's so many. And one thing I did kind of like retrospectively, being, someone who started their own family, is there was a lot of routine happening, which kind of, I really enjoyed it. At the time, I was like, it's the same Christmas all over and over and over again. But, I'd give a lot to really be able to enjoy that again, or instill some kind of great tradition here, which I think you need, everyone needs to work on a little bit. But moving forward, every Christmas Eve it was shrimp and spaghetti. Loved it. It took me a while to kind of acquire a taste for shrimp, but loved it. It was a big dinner. They had the VHS of all the Christmas music, Christmas, Christmas tree, always the same ornaments, same places, and then we do the carrot and the milk for Santa, the carrot with a bite out of it, the cookies with the crumbs everywhere. Always a good time. But Christmas morning, we'd come down early in the morning, very fearful to wake anyone up. Obviously a kid would get up at 6 a.m. or, whatever, to go downstairs. We'd peek at all of our things, not to disrupt anything, because if you disrupted the pile, you got in a lot of trouble for ruining things. But every morning, Dad would come down in his robe, Mom would come down in her pajamas covered in dog hair, and we'd sit there, and they would do the Kuglof?
Kuglof, yeah.
Yeah, Kuglof, which is like a Hungarian chocolate vanilla bread that's swirled up. Wikipedia, you'll love it.
Kugloff, yeah, I believe.
Maybe. A very complicated recipe, but that's a whole other. And we'd eat Kuglof, and we weren't allowed to touch anything. We'd have to choke down a quick breakfast. And then they'd actually start dinner in the morning, kind of delaying things a little bit. And phone call, no one important. Then Dad would disappear for a good 15-20 minutes in the kitchen, getting stuff ready for dinner when we're waiting there to open presents. It was always stockings first, and we'd have to go one at a time, each way around. Not trying to get over my time limit here. Stockings first. We came up with our own tradition of leaving something from last year in our stocking, like a piece of gum, just so we could be like, gum from last year. Usually grape. Then we do presents, smallest to largest, as far as expensiveness, and the big present was always last. And then usually we'd pile everything in each relegated corner of the living room very neatly, so we weren't yelled at then. And then we'd just enjoy our Christmas presents. We'd usually split off. Usually the Nintendo would be fired up. We would get a game for a while, and Jill would do whatever she did. But and that was usually Christmas in a nutshell. Dad would always go, "Ooh, for me!" every time. Mom would be like, "You know what? Don't get me anything this year for Christmas, and I hope you kept the receipt. This isn't gonna fit me."
Right.
Just very unappreciative. And Dad would, "Oh, for me!" every time I open up. "Ooh, Star Trek calendar." But that was basically our Christmas in a nutshell. A lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones, but I like the sense of tradition. I'll give them that. They gave us a sense of tradition and a sense of ritual that I came to appreciate over the years.
Cool.